I know. 5 minutes late. There we go. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Sugar and Crumbs. My name's Tracey Mann from Tracey Mann Cakes, and we're a little bit late because we were trying to sort out all the tech and everything else that we've got going on in here tonight. We've got a big project to do tonight. We're doing a gingerbread house cake. So I've made a cake and I've already sculpted it, and I'm going to talk you all through that, and then I'm going to decorate it. So that's the plan. It's just this morning we had a power cut, and we had a power cut all morning, which meant I wasn't able to start prepping until 2 o'clock this afternoon. So it's been a bit of a mad rush this afternoon to get everything done in time. So I do apologise for being 5 minutes late, but we are now here. So thank you very much for joining me. This is my last Tuesday evening before Christmas. So because Christmas is rapidly approaching, and so I will be back in the new year doing more cakes and bits and pieces and new projects and things to look forward to in the new year, including royal icing and all sorts of bits and pieces as well. I've got my daughter Kelly here tonight. Say hello, Kelly.
Hello.
Kelly's on comments, so if you do have any questions tonight, please do let me know and I'll be more than happy to help you. So I'm not going to do any tempering tonight. So I've done lots and lots of tempering, but I'm not doing any tempering tonight. So I've already pre-made everything near enough that I'm going to do tonight. So this is an assembly job. Now this is quite a big cake, and looking at it now I am thinking to myself, why did you make it this big? But anyway, I've done it. And so we will go from there. This cake's going off to Stoke Mandeville Hospital tomorrow, so it doesn't matter, does it, if it's big? Although I was thinking earlier today when I was making the bits to go on it, why did I make it this big? But anyway, you'll see shortly. So I've got lots of different cameras set up tonight so that you can see what's going on. There are quite a few procedures. I've even had to draw it out for myself so I can remember how to put this thing together. So fingers crossed we should be okay. So we're going to get started in just a minute. I'm just looking around to check I've got everything here. I'm pretty certain I have, and we'll start having a look at the structure of the cake and what it is we're going to do. Oh, thank you, Pauline. Don't forget to like and share. Very important. Make sure you like and share to your friends and family, and share your videos or any of the lovely videos and lives that are on Sugar and Crumbs. Please do remember to like and share them, but share them to your friends and family, and so they make their way around the internet for everybody to have a look at, because it is lovely, all the demonstrations that we have on here. So no tempering tonight. However, I am going to do some piping and some pre-tempered and done a load of stuff in advance, because a lot of what I've already done in several weeks leading up to it. So when I come across something tonight that I've already demonstrated, I will point you in the direction of where you can go back and watch it if you have not seen me before. Hi Nikki. Who else we got on here? Hi Jenny. Hi Tracy. Oh, there's loads of people on tonight. Maureen's on. Yeah. Hi Maureen. So yeah, anything that I go through tonight that you are a new person, if you've just joined Sugar and Crumbs and you're watching for the first time, I will point you in the direction of the right video. I am actually uploading all of the videos that I do onto a YouTube channel, Tracey Mann Cakes. So if you want to go across and have a look on there, you will find everything on there as well. Right, okay, this is quite a big project. I'm not too sure how long I'm going to be here, but we'll see. It might go really quickly, you just never know, but I've been prepping all afternoon, so it's a big cake. Right, let's have a look at it. So let me change camera. Okay, so this is our gingerbread house, and I'm going to just turn it round. That's the back of it. Actually, we don't want the back of it, we want the front of it. So this is the front of the cake. Let me get my tape measure out in case anybody wants to have a go at another time. So we have got the cake across here is approximately 7 inches or 17 centimetres, and then it's sort of 8.5 inches going that way, so it's a bit of an oblong shape. And then obviously the roof up here is about 5.5, again by the same, little bit longer, 8.5, something along those lines. But I have geared it up specifically by the way I'm going to cover it. Oh yes, I've got my Christmas dress on, someone's just noticed. I've already had my Christmas dress on Saturday, but I thought I'd put it on again today just for my entertainment, really. It's my one and only chance to wear it. So that's the shape of the house that we've got, and we're going to be using lots of chocolate and royal icing, cigarellos, those kinds of things, to be able to create what will look like a gingerbread house, but it will be a cake. As I say, it's actually quite a big cake. If you wanted to do it, how I've done this part here, so there's actually a board in there and some dowling rods just to support this roof. So I haven't just stacked it as one block. In the middle there is a cake board, dowling rods to hold the roof on. Now the roof here, I cut another slab the same size as the ones underneath. Then I dropped it down 2 inches until I got to, so I'm roughly sort of half and half in terms of height. And then I cut it like this. Now I did some of this last week when I did the Christmas tree, so I followed the same procedure as I did there. So I literally just took my knife and went straight down the side till I hit the point that I need on the roof, and that will become more apparent when I start putting the decorations on, she says confidently. Right, so let me just take this apart. So all I've done in advance is I've cut my cake and I have crumb coated it. So it's all ready to go, just to give myself a bit of a standing chance with this, because I wanted to make sure it was relatively stable. So let's just take the cling film off. There we go. And we're ready to go. Let's put that over there. Now, the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make the gingerbread house out of cigarellos. So chocolate sticks, if you don't have those, you can use chocolate fingers, something like that. But we've got here milk chocolate cigarellos, which I think are kind of the closest thing I can find to, so we're going to have probably more of a log cabin, I think, anyway, won't we, Kel?
Yeah.
We're going log cabin. So now in my mind, I'd just like to point this out. I've never made this cake before. I've drawn it out and I've kind of got everything crossed that it's going to work. So we are winging it a little bit tonight. So I'm sure it'll be absolutely fine, but you never know. So I'm sure we'll manage. It will be all right. So I've got some buttercream that I had here earlier. Did you? Oh, you've done that, Kelly, haven't you? Let's move that out of the way. I'm trying to stop it from falling over. So I've got just a bit of extra buttercream in case this is not tacky, but actually it is okay. There you go. You can just about see the cake board there that I put in to support the roof. There it is. You can see it running along there. So all I'm going to do, because this is actually still quite soft, is I'm just going to pop some cigarellos. I hope we've got more milk, Kelly. I'm sure we have if I run out. Along here. So this is the side of the gingerbread house. And I'm going to pop these down here, or gingerbread log cabin, I should say. I'm going to put a little bit more in here because it's not a huge amount of buttercream there. I can see the cake, so let's put in a bit extra.
People said you could use matchmakers as well.
You can use matchmakers.
You might need a lot of them though.
You might, but they're usually on offer this time of year, aren't they? When you go in Tesco's or wherever, they've normally got matchmakers on offer. So anything, chocolate fingers, matchmakers, cigarellos, anything like that would be fine. Or you don't have to do it like this. You can do it, you can cover it. So you could do this with, I'm just going to put, I've got a little gap forming up here, so I just want to cover that. You could do it with, you could just cover the whole thing in sugar paste. So you could roll out some brown sugar paste and cover it if you want to do that. So you don't have to do it the way I'm doing it, but I'm just trying to reinvent the chocolate. I'm reinventing the gingerbread house tonight. Well, I'm trying to anyway, as I say. We're not sure how it's going to turn out, but it will be fine, you know. We have confidence, don't we, Kelly? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're going to be fine. So I'm just going to fill that little gap there that's forming with some buttercream, just to make sure it's not going to move. You can always add chocolate to the mix if you want to make sure it's definitely not going to move. So you can always put some extra chocolate in there, but I think this is going to be fine because I'm going to put some royal icing on the board. If I put royal icing on the board, the cigarellos won't move, and I've already put buttercream underneath my cake, so it's definitely not going anywhere. And we're going to work our way around here. Now we're waiting to see if my mother's going to be watching this. You have to look out for my mother.
Is there a video of how you've done the house?
There isn't, but it's very straightforward. It's very similar to the Christmas tree. So all you've got is layers of cake here. So you've got 1, 2, 3 layers of cake. Very straightforward. Then there's a board and a dowling rod, and then there are 1, 2, 3 more layers of cake, cut the same way as the Christmas tree. So if you were watching the Christmas tree last week, it's cut exactly the same way. So if you have a look at the Christmas tree video, then you'll see it on there. But the reason I didn't do it live tonight is because one, I need it to be stable, but also because we've got a lot to do to get this done and we will run out of time. But that's basically what it is. So 3 layers of cake, 1, 2, 3, cake board, 3 more layers of cake, and then trimmed like that. So very straightforward, hopefully, she says. There we go. So house shape. Now the height that I picked was the height of the cigarello. So my roof is quite deep. Well, that's okay. I'm not too worried about that. And then I'm going to come round here and we're going to cut the cigarellos so that they fill this gap this way, because we want all of the front of this house to be covered. So we are going to change the direction of the cigarellos shortly. So we're going to carry on for the moment. So just sticking them down. So I did, if you are going to attempt to do something like this, think about how long the sticks are before you set your dimensions on your house. All right, so just think, well, I'm doing matchmakers, so they're much taller. You might want to do a taller house, or you might want to cut them in half. In that case, you would need to think about your dimensions here. These are very set cigarellos. Now, I know I'm going to cut them in a minute, but they are actually quite set in size, and I wanted it to be all that level. Plus, I've also got a gingerbread man to stand next to the house, and height-wise, that works out quite well. So that's what I've done there. Okay, let's put a bit more buttercream on. There we go. So that bit there we're going to come back to in a minute. We're going to go all the way around the cake first, and then we'll come back to the front and the back. We might do the back first, actually, just to make sure we've got this right. Because I've sort of got a plan in my mind, but I don't really know. This is the only bit that's a bit, oh, I'm not sure. It'll be fine. Around we go. Yep, so the crumb coat is just a thin layer. It just stops the buttercream lifting. That's all it's doing. It seals the cake, and then you can add more to it. It just stops it lifting when I'm trying to add more buttercream. Otherwise, I'm going to have buttercream lifting all over the place. So you just basically, have you got a Dowling rod in the roof? Yes, I have. It's here. There is a board there. I'm going to just find it. It's in there, roughly about there. There is a cake board and there is a Dowling rod underneath it, 2 Dowling rods, back and front. And that's only because my cake is quite big. If you did a smaller cake, you wouldn't need it. But my cake is actually quite big, so I've decided it needs Dowling rod. 2 Dowling rods, actually. I've just caught the buttercream in my finger. You just make an assessment, I think, on the support. So if you're doing something and you think, actually that top half's getting quite heavy, I think I need to add some extra support, then you can do so. So that's how I normally decide. So if I do a ginger, like the some of the other cakes I've done, what have I done that I didn't put support in, Kelly? The gingerbread one was quite tall. The one that had the panels, that's again another video I did about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I didn't put any Dowling rods in there. It was about 3 high, 3 layers of cake high. This is 6 layers high, so I think that it does warrant some extra help. Plus, actually, for cutting purposes, for the person who's going to be cutting it, you will get a bit of extra. You know, they'll only be able to cut that far, so they can actually take the roof off, and then they can cut that piece and then cut the piece underneath. And actually it comes up where the cigarellos are, so it should be fairly obvious where to put the knife in and where to cut it. Okay, nearly there. Put a bit more buttercream on. So maybe someone will be tempted to have a go at this when it's done. You never know. Keep going. Nearly there. Nearly round the back. So you can customise this, you can do whatever you like with this, and that's what's so lovely about it. So you might decide that you would like a gingerbread house that's perhaps dark chocolate cigarellos, or you might want one that's milk. Oh, this is a milk one, or you might decide to do white chocolate. So you can change over to whatever you want. It's entirely up to you. let's just make sure that's tacky. There it is. I'm just going to push that back a tiny little bit. And then we're just going to nearly at the back there, like so. So in terms of cigarellos themselves, I've gone through nearly a whole box, just getting round. But don't forget, again, it is dictated by the size of the house that you make. And this house is actually quite big. You know when you cut something out and you think, yeah, that's not too big. And then you start putting it together and go, no, that is absolutely huge. That is what I've done. So let's turn that round. So we might need another box. You might have to go and find another box, Kelly, in a minute. I know. It's behind the light as well. See how we go. I think we will need some more. Okay. Got some dark ones, but then I think they'll clash, so we won't do that. There we go. Last one in. Right, so that gets us all the way round. So that's all the way round the house itself. Now let's start with the back one so we don't run out. And what we're going to do is we're going to change the way this is laying. Kelly is just going across the back of me now. We're going to change the way the cigarellos are sitting, and we're going to go up this way like that. Now we're going to need to make sure that we're going to actually have to trim these down so we don't end up with them sticking out like that. I'm afraid I would have eaten the cigarellos, yeah. Actually, I do really like cigarellos. It's not good, is it? So we're going to make these a little bit smaller, and we're going to be cutting them with a knife so that they are going to fit. So we're going to have to do a sort of a cut to fit situation. So I'm just going to school that with a knife, take it off. Where am I on here? Thank you, Kelly. Okay, I'm just going to cut that there. And then we're going to
I know what Nikki's going to say. She's going to go off cuts.
Off cuts. Off cut time. So again, we'll just score it there. So just going to have to take these on and off for a minute while we just get that in. So I'm just taking my knife and cutting straight through. And we're going to go up the cake like so. Now I want them to be on a central line. So there's going to be a little bit less each time. So again, just score it, remove it, cut it. Now if you cut them, they should cut fairly easily, which they seem to be. Can you see what's happening? Let me turn that round a bit. There we go. And where we are is another one there. So we're going up on the diagonal. You can always keep the little bits that you get left over. You can always keep those for cupcakes because they cut down to sort of nice little sort of crunchy, sprinkly things. So I would never just chuck them in the bin. Or you can eat them, obviously, but, you know, you can use them again. So again, just score it, take it off, cut it, pop it back on again. So you can see we're getting this sort of effect here at the back there. Hope everybody can see that. There we go. We're talking about eating cigarellos. They're nice though. They are really nice actually. They're the one thing I do.
Yay for offcuts. Thought poor Kelly wasn't going to get any.
I know, because I've done quite a bit in advance tonight, although I
have had some.
I'm sure, yeah,
already.
she's already had a bit actually. She's already had, don't feel sorry for her, she's already had some bits, haven't you, Kelly?
Mm.
Yeah, don't worry, she'll be fine. And the offcuts are getting bigger, Kelly, as I go up here.
I know.
So you're going to be all right. So we'll keep going, getting there. This is going to be the most kind of tricky part to do. I've just read what Maureen's written. Read what she's just written.
You're going to have to ring Charles. I know. They're on my speed dial now.
Oh dear.
Have you got your hard hat on working on that roof?
Yeah.
You're a contractor now, Mum.
I know. My dad's a builder actually. He used to be a builder. So I do know a lot about building. Maybe that's where I'm getting this from, Kelly. Grandad.
Mm.
That could be it, you see. Right. Have I got what does that say?
Have you got plans on when you're taking the cake afterwards?
Yes, it's going to Stoke Mandeville Hospital again. They had last week's Christmas tree and they're also having this one. So, and it goes into A&E, which is where my friend works, and they eat it very quickly, which is really rather nice. So I'm very happy for this one to be going there. So yes, that's where it's going. It has a home. Right, so we're getting to the point now where the cigarellos, we are cutting off much bigger pieces now. So we can actually, hopefully in a minute, get some pieces that we will have already that are similar size. You see, look at that. I can just turn that one round, trim it down marginally. There we go. Perfect. Just want to make sure there's enough buttercream on there. It feels a tiny bit soft, that's better. Right, nearly there. I'm reading your comments,
Yeah.
Kelly Man. You can also then put a whole cigarella on there as well if you want to. You can go back that way. I'm just going to trim it a tiny little bit just so it's still at an angle. So you have to keep taking it off. Although I keep taking them off, it is actually a fairly quick procedure. It doesn't take that long really. Don't forget then you are covering a whole cake. So once you've actually kind of got that going, so where are we there? It really doesn't take that long and the waste is minimal, especially with Kelly sat next to me, isn't that right, Kel?
Although I'm not a big fan of milk.
No, you're more dark, aren't you? I prefer dark chocolate.
Oh, someone says that they've covered a Christmas cake to look like a hot chocolate mug.
Oh, fantastic. Well done. That was a good one, that one. We enjoyed doing that one, didn't we? And then we had a little voting poll as well, didn't we, on which one they liked, the blue one or the red one. And it was absolutely, honestly, straight down the middle. There was hardly anything in it. Everyone was completely torn between the two, actually. So that was really good. Right, nearly there. Cut this one there. Right, and then another one there. I've got to go around the other side in a minute. I do apologise, this bit was bound to take the longest. Oh, but we're getting there. Nearly at the top. Now a few little offcuts I've got here. Should finish this off. We'll just cut that a bit of an angle there. And then we're literally right up on the top here. So all the little bits, I've hardly got anything left over. Even though I've been cutting away at it, I've literally got nothing left because I've used all the little bits to finish that. So there we go. So that's the back end of the house like that.
Everyone's calling you a builder now.
Oh,
you need a hard hat.
I need a hard hat. Oh, there you go. Right, so that's the back. Right, I can't turn it round. Why can't I turn it round? Because there we go, that's better. Right, okay, now we're going to do the front, so we're going to do that again. So let's start with two together, see where we are. So we do need to trim a little bit from the word go. Cigarellos as well, they also have what looks like, I'll see if I can hold one up to the camera, a little line down them. So try and put that at the back so we don't have to look at that bit.
Where can you buy cigarellos from?
They're on my website. Don't have that many, but we do have a few. Anything, to be perfectly honest with you, now that gets ordered, it's getting really, really tight now to get it for Christmas. So if there's anything that you see either tonight here from my site or even Carol's, you really need to get in there now because of the post. The post is has been a little bit better this week, but it is still incredibly busy. That's what I'm going to say, because everybody's ordering online, so it's busy. And you know, they say all the last posting days and things, but things are taking a little bit longer. So there we go. Okay, right, so we're making progress again. I've just got to open another box here as we've used that one. I think that one wasn't full, actually, to be honest with you. I'd say one full box, but you can adapt it. So it's looking good. Oh, you see, if it's looking good at this stage, you wait till you see the end. I've got some amazing stuff to go on this cake. Absolutely amazing.
I've made my first Christmas trees. They're fabulous, and the only thing is the trunk was a bit difficult to get out.
The which one? The
I guess it would be the
tree
mould.
Oh right, which bit was difficult? The tree
trunk.
Yeah, it can be a little bit sometimes. You've got to get your tempering spot on, absolutely spot on with those trees, to make sure you can get that last bit out. But it is completely possible. And there's been loads of you making trees. We've got a tree to go on this one as well, actually. But yeah, the trees have been really popular. I don't think we've got many of the moulds left now. I think we've nearly sold out. But they've been lovely, really lovely. They're just straightforward. I think that's what I like about them. They're just really straightforward. And you can do them in milk, white, dark, or ruby. And we did ruby ones, didn't we? So we did ruby ones and we painted them with claret dusting colour. I think we did that last week or the week before. Somebody's still waiting for their parcel. Yeah, it's anything I'm going to say now. We've had anything. We post everything first class through Royal Mail, and we've had anything between 1 and 3 weeks. But every single parcel we've sent out has arrived, but it is taking time. So just have patience if you are waiting for something, because it will be coming. I don't think we can send anything else that will speed it up, to be honest. Right, nearly there. I'm getting up there. Doesn't matter too much about sort of the, I mean, they've chipped a few on the side here, but actually that really doesn't matter, because by the time we've got all the roof on and everything, you're not going to see it. So I'm really,
and the snow
and all the other bits and pieces I've got ready. You're going to recognise a lot of the things I'm using tonight, because I've used a lot of moulds and lots of transfers and things that you will have seen me do over the last, gosh, well, we've been doing Christmas since beginning of November, so all the lives that I've been doing are kind of coming together in this one cake tonight. That's what I'm trying to achieve anyway.
Okay, be honest, do you eat all the leftovers?
Who, me?
I guess us as a collective.
Do you know what? I'd love to say yes to that, but I don't. And Kelly does, don't you, Kel?
I don't eat all of it.
No, you
I
don't.
think the novelty has worn off, but I am not afraid to dabble in a snack.
It's the dark chocolate stars with Kelly. That's the ones I have to watch with you, isn't it?
I don't know what it is about that star mould, but it makes it better.
What did I do there? I'm just having a look what I've done on the back the other side. I've forgotten now. The star mould, yeah, the chocolate stars. You do like those, don't you? Right, how are we doing? I want to get this bit right because this is the front. Let's push that across a little bit. Okay.
Someone says that they're going to make one of the trees out of mixed chocolate.
Yes, somebody else did that. They did one layer of dark, one milk, one white. Definitely. That looks really nice, actually.
You could try marbling it. That'd be cool.
Yeah, there you go. Kelly's giving you an idea.
Someone marble a Christmas tree quickly.
Yeah, try marble one. We've been lots of gold and silver ones. People have been painting them quite a lot. As somebody put something like they were getting carried away with the gold paint, but I said, well, I don't think it's but possible to get carried away with gold paint, is it? It's just, it looked lovely. Really nice. So, yeah, fine by me. Go for it. Right. Nearly at the top. You can see now why I put the house together before I came on live, because it would have taken me too long to do this plus decorate it as well. So that's why I cut some corners this evening. There we go. Nearly at the top. There we go, roll it there, cut that one there. Right, we're getting there. Did I bring any more buttercream down? Oh, I did, it's behind me, that's okay. A couple more bits. You patient lot waiting. Star mould is great and they're eaten very fast. Is your reindeer mould on the way? Yes, it is. I posted it yesterday, so it should be with you any day. So yes, the answer to that is yes. We haven't got any outstanding orders at all. 0. Everything's out. Unless you start ordering tonight, and then it won't be. We'll do it tomorrow morning. So Royal Mail says you've got till Friday. However, as I've said to you, it is so busy that I would not delay ordering anything online. This is spinning off its own accord, Kelly. It's heavy. It's just moving. The cake's moving without me doing anything. Right, we need to have a... No, I'm going to just get a scraper.
I know, I was going to scrape it into the box.
Okay, good girl. Just going to have a mini tidy up so we can actually move, because we haven't got a huge table and we want to make sure we can continue without in too much mess. I'm going to swap you that. Thank you very much. And that's the lid on that one.
Yeah, do you want to scrape it?
Yeah, I'm going to do that. Yeah, I'm just going to move this out of the way. Right, hold on, I'm going to get it into my hand. There we go, that's that bit. Actually, we'll get some off the board as well, so we can have a clean board. Right, have to have a mini tidy up.
We're done?
Yeah, just need a cloth actually. I'm just going to wash my hands. Right, okay. There we are. Right, I'm just going to wash my hands and then we'll carry on. Let's Ginny back up there. Yes, please. I'll take that. Just make sure it's rinsed out. Thank you. Right. See, we're finally organised after all this time. We're just going to clean this table so that we can continue, because I've got to roll some sugar paste out in a minute. I'm reading somebody's comment, Joe's comment about transfer sheets. Yeah, that sounds about right. If you do have it quite thin, they get very brittle. So you do need, there's a bit of a fine line with transfer sheets. When you put the chocolate on, you don't want to be able to see it, but you don't want it so thick that actually you can't do anything with it. So yeah, you've got to kind of work it out by just having a go, really. Because you'll know if it's too thin, because it just will collapse. If it's too thick, it will be like doorsteps, and I've done both. So it's much easier to be able to, you know, have a go at it. What are you all doing? Right, let's go back to the house. There we go. Right, so we are now, should we put the roof, we're going to put the roof on now. Let's put the roof on. Now, I've got another camera over the top of this, so let's see if I can pull that back a little bit so we can see what we're doing. Now, we're going to, I'm going to put some buttercream actually in a piping bag this time to stop it, make it a bit easier for myself, because I've made some discs. I've got to make sure I've got the right nozzle here as well. So I've made some discs using transfer sheets. They've all been pre-done because there was 80 of them that I cut out, so it did take me a while. So transfer sheets are acetate sheets with cocoa butter on them, and
I need to be on the edge of the table in case you can scoop off the top.
I know, I just read that.
It's fine, I have the offcuts.
Kelly's got the offcuts. So transfer sheets are acetate sheets with cocoa butter on them, and when you melt or temper chocolate and put them onto the chocolate, it sets and then it prints itself onto the chocolate. So I have made some very flash roof tiles, which we're now going to put onto the cake. Right, so I've got a bit of buttercream in this nozzle here. So this is it doesn't actually matter what this nozzle is. I've just picked anything. It really doesn't matter, but it's a PME 8. And I'm just going to use that to stick my roof tiles on. So I'm going to get my roof tiles now. So these I made this afternoon, and I did it the same way that I have done it many, many times on here. You can see them on my pink board to the right there. So I have tempered my chocolate. I've spread it onto the transfer sheet. And then I have waited, I'm going to hold one up so you can see it. It's the Hats and Canes one. I have waited until it's gone from shiny to matte, and then I have cut them out. Now, because I cut out so many, I had to do it in stages, because if I tried to do them all in one go on one sheet, they'd be set by the time I got to the end. So I have done them bit by bit. So they're all ready to go.
How big are the sheets?
They're A3 size.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are we starting at the top or the bottom of this?
You start at the bottom.
I know, I was just thinking.
Think of a roof tile.
I know, I was just thinking. So all I'm going to do is, I'm going to sit back down again so I can see what I'm doing. Right, so we have got a little bit of buttercream, and all I'm going to do is just start at the bottom there. And I'm just going to take my little discs. I'm going to overlap them only a little bit as I go. And I'm going to stick those down on there. Now, the reason I'm piping the buttercream on is to make sure that they are actually going to stick to the cake. and because don't forget this was just crumb coated. Actually there is a bit of a gap, so I'm going to put a little bit of extra in because I can feel them tipping outside the cigarellos. Now I did an actual count on this afternoon, so I hope my maths is right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Please don't get me wrong. There we go. You can see them going up now. Everything about a gingerbread house is colour, different patterns, all sorts of things. So I've obviously picked hats and canes, which is going to be my roof, but you can pick absolutely anything you want. You could do snowflake on dark, you could do a snowman roof, you could do a themed roof, so you could do ruby chocolate with, what would you put ruby chocolate with, Kelly?
Snowflakes. Elegant snow.
Elegant snow, there you go. Absolutely anything. So
you could even dye the chocolate.
Yeah, you could get your chocolate and dye it with colour mill or dusting colour and then put the transfer on. So you could do anything like that.
Because if you have a brown house and then did a colourful roof, that would look cool.
Yeah. So what we're trying to do here is we're just basically just trying to slightly reinvent the gingerbread house, aren't we, Kenny? That's the aim anyway. Just make sure it's all covered.
This one's my favourite transfer sheet.
You like?
That's a bit sad, isn't it? I've got a favourite.
Who, you?
Yeah, I've got a favourite transfer sheet.
You have?
And it's hats and canes.
I didn't know that. You didn't say that to me. And after all these weeks, you're suddenly confessing this is the one you like, is it?
Yeah. I can see you're writing food quantity control inspections on my CV. Yeah. My CV's already wild enough.
It is. So you can see us going up the cake now. Don't forget we've already crumb coated it, so we don't need to add even more buttercream. We're just using the buttercream on the back of the discs just to hold them into place. I've got a little gap forming here, but actually that's okay because I have plans for this, so I'm not worried about this. See, I've got a little gap there, but that's all right because I've got other things I'm going to put on there according to my picture.
How long can you keep these? I'm guessing this is chocolate with transfer sheets on it?
How long? Yeah, what do you mean by these? Tell us what you mean by these. Is it the transfers? Is it the cake? Tell us what you mean and we'll answer that for you.
If it's transfers with chocolate on, how long?
Well, as long as you keep them away from light, heat and smell, you can do these well in advance of sort of Christmas, so a good week, 2 weeks, that'd be fine.
Well, it's a week till Christmas.
I know it is. It's unbelievable, isn't it? Let's hope you've been good enough, Kelly, that Father Christmas comes.
Father Christmas has already been and given me my present.
Right, there we go. Okay, so we're going up the side there. Let's keep going. We're nearly at the top. My calculations are right at the moment, which is good news. I'm going to have to put some more buttercream in my bag in a second.
The transfer sheets with the chocolate.
Yeah. If you're doing anything for Christmas, you could do it now. Absolutely fine.
Just light, what is it? Light, heat, smell.
Light, heat and smell. Those are the things that are most affected by the transfer sheets. Right, I'm just going to move those across a little bit. It's only because I'm doing them at a bit of an angle so you can see I'm getting them in the wrong places. Let's move those over a little bit. Okay, there we go. That's one side of the roof done. I am now going to get some more buttercream. Let's see what we've got here. Right, put some in that bowl. That's looking all right. So we're going to turn this down here. Ooh, add some more buttercream to the bag. Right, let's make sure we go. No air in it. Right, let's turn this around. We haven't got any more Father Christmas transfer sheets. I'm so sorry, but we have actually sold out of that one. We've got Snowmen Limited. We've got
more of these.
We've got Teddy Snow. We've got Hats and Canes, but we are sold out of Father Christmas now. Gingerbread Man, we've got that one. It's the Father Christmas one that's gone really quickly. I think it might be something to do with what I did with it last week, piping the little individuals Father Christmases, and it went absolutely mad. So yeah, that's the only one we haven't got, I'm afraid. I'm just going to pipe a line down there just to give it a bit of extra support. So at the start of this, it sort of tips, you'll feel it, you can feel it kind of lifting a little bit. There we go. Looking good. Okay, whoop. I'm just going to move that way a little bit. Give me a bit more space. Right. Oops, sorry, I just kicked the camera then. Well, it looks like I've got enough discs to do it. That's all I was worried about. So I cut out approximately 80, knowing I'd need 70. So I've got a few spares just in case. You all right, Kelly?
A few snacks.
A few snacks for Kelly. Actually, I might put an extra row in there. Sorry, Kelly, there might be a few less now. Let's have a look on this side. I don't want this overhanging too much more than that side. Let's move that down a tiny bit.
You loved piping those individual Santas.
I did. That was honestly one of the best things ever. I did little teddies this time. I did. I thought they were brilliant. I couldn't believe it. So much fun. And so effective. Right. There we go. So it's coming together quite quickly now.
Did you cut the chocolate out when it was nearly set?
Yes, you have to wait for it to go dull. Then you have to cut it out quickly. I usually do it with a metal cutter. I find that more effective than plastic ones. And then you need to put it into the fridge because it will try and lift. Okay, so the transfer will try and pull it off when you're cutting it out. You've got to push your finger down in the middle and hold it in place. Otherwise it will lift. You don't want that because otherwise it then rips half the pattern off. There is a bit of a fine line with it. You kind of want to do it. You should literally put your chocolate down 1 to 2 minutes, cut your circles out, but don't try and cut out all 80 in one go because by the time you get to the sort of 50 mark, you'll find it will be set and you won't be able to do anything with it. So you do need to pace yourself a little bit. Without matte buttercream again. You can see the fun and joy on my face with my little mini my mini Santas. I've got mini Teddy Snows tonight, so I have got some more, don't worry. Now I've discovered this thing, I'll be looking for more next year. I'll try and get some penguin transfers next year and do those. Right, this is the start of something, you know. Let's try and get the air out of that. Okay.
Oh, Tracy, I'd like to say a very big thank you for all the lives you've done for us. You give us some wonderful different ideas. Your teaching skills are so easy to follow. Thank you again. Have a great Christmas.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you.
Thank you. I love how I say thank you.
Oh, thank you very much. Who was that? Christine. Thank you, Christine. That's so nice. Thank you. I do appreciate it. Right, look, we're nearly at the top now. We've nearly got a full log cabin. Yeah, Hats and Canes is this one on here. If you want to order it, you'll need to go to my website, which is traceyscakes.co.uk. Or Kelly's doing that for me.
I'm linking it.
Kelly's linking it. Right. Okay, this is what we've got so far. Da, 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 da. Okay, that's where we are. See, that's okay. Now we've got lots of gaps and things going on. We're just going to move this layer of transfers up. Actually, I'll tell you what, I've got enough, I think. How many do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go on.
If you accidentally leave the chocolate too long on the transfer sheet, could you warm the metal cutter and then cut the circles out?
You could do, but it would be a bit more tricky. I would try and avoid that if you can. I would try and get it done because it will set. And it will lift. I'm going to just go up 1 layer higher on this side just so I can meet it at the top. because I've got a bit of a gap and I've literally got my backup ones being used. So look at that, I knew I'd need them. Happy days.
Happy for some.
Happy for some. Perfect. Let me just check that. Yeah, that's it. So if I look down the front of my cake now, I can see it's meeting at the top, which is all I need it to do. There we go. Look at that. Instantly covered, she says. How long did that take us? 40 minutes. That's not too bad. And that includes me chattering away as well. So that's all right. Although it's still swinging. Look, it's got a mind of its own, this. I'm not even doing anything. Right, I need to get my little plan out because I can't remember what I'm doing next. I think we've got to do windows next. So I've drawn it, don't laugh, I've got an actual drawing here of what I'm doing so I can remember. Right, let's do windows next. So we're going to just have a mini clear up because of all the chocolate. Put that cloth over there, Kelly, hold on. So let's have a quick clear up. There we go. Get rid of all the chocolate because it's absolutely everywhere, and then we'll just dry it down so that we can roll out our windows. So we're going to do the windows. Do we decide red or blue in the end? Blue. Blue. We're doing blue windows, and then we're going to pipe over the top of them. So we're going to start introducing royal icing. So I'm a bit of a major fan of royal icing, so you're going to see a lot of royal icing coming from me for the next, certainly 2021. I'm even going to be teaching a course on it, so if anybody's interested in doing royal icing, I'm going to be doing that as well, starting next year. There will be an online course. So if you want to, or are interested in that, go across and have a look at the website. It's anything to do with royal icing. We're going to be using whipping it up as well. And I've made some actually using whipping it up today, and it was lovely. I have to say it was absolutely lovely and extremely easy to use. So we're going to be doing some of that as well. So we're going to pipe some of the embellishments with this today as well. What was I doing? Windows. I can't remember what I was doing then for a minute. I've got so much stuff lined up everywhere. It's absolutely everywhere. Right, okay, so let's turn this down. I'm just going to turn the camera around now. So we've got a slightly different angle going on here. Bear with me. Right, let's move the cake that way a little bit. There we go. Right, so we're going to cut some windows out. I'm just going to use Renshaw's Baby Blue. I'm going to use this time. There's one of a few bits of colour in there. And I've got a square cutter. Again, it doesn't matter particularly what size windows you do. It's entirely up to you. It's totally your choice. They are. Quite a few people have signed up already. If you want to join the course, say it's on my website. If you want to pay in instalments, you can do that as well. Don't feel that you have to pay all in one go. If you would like to pay in 2 or 3 parts, I've got no problem with that at all. And it's going to be everything to do with royal icing. So if you've never done royal icing before and it daunts you, because do you know, royal icing, chocolate and painting are 3 things that, and airbrushing's the other one, that really can, you know, put people off. But if you know how to do it, you'll be absolutely fine. And I'm going to go through it step by step. It's all going to be recorded, some pre-recorded and some lives as well. So you can ask questions and you'll be in a closed Facebook group, you'll be fine. And I've taught royal icing for a long time. I've done all the PME diplomas, taught all of those for a number of years. So we're going to get it all online now. Right, so let's put down some icing sugar. I don't know how many windows. I think I accounted for 7 windows in the end. So we're going 7. The back one's only going to have 1 window. Only because I ran out of other bits I was doing. So it will make more sense in a minute. So we're just going to roll it out. I'm not going to make this really thin because if I make it too thin, then I'm going to see the cigarellos through it. So I don't want to make it too thin. So we'll go sort of that sort of thickness. So a bit thicker than I would do normally covering a cake maybe. And we'll cut our windows out. So pop the cutter down. And then push that over there. Reading some of the comments about people getting in a mess with royal icing. I think chocolate could be worse. There we go. Push that down. But if you have any questions about the royal icing course and you would like to join, then do let me know. more than happy to answer any questions about it. It will be suitable for everybody, so if you've never done it before, that's fine, or perhaps you've done it and you need a refresher, or it will be absolutely fine. Okay, I'm just going to cut one spare one out. How many have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need 7, but I'm going to cut 8. There we go. All right. Now, I dare not cut on this board because I get told off. So I'm just going to move that forward a bit. And I'm just going to just take a little bit off this window. Not a lot, just a little bit like that. And there'll be a reason why in a minute. It's just to make it fit more than anything else. But I can't cut on my pink board because I will never hear the end of it. So I will move it out of the way. There we go. So I want them just to be more oblong than square. But I don't have an oblong cutter, so I'm going to have to adapt it like so. Actually, what I could do, which would be a bit quicker as well. Okay, there we go. So we've got all our windows. Let's put them on there. And then what we can do, let's make our door while we've got this all going. So for the door, I'm going to use some chocolate paste. I've actually got some cocoa form here, which is Squire's Kitchen cocoa form. I'm just going to use that to make my door. I'm literally just going to pop it in the microwave for 10 seconds. So you're going to hear my microwave start up. You might hear me running across the other side of the room if I forget to take it out of the microwave. And we're just going to make a door. Now, whether the gingerbread woman will be able to get through it is beside the point.
Are you doing Royal Icing on your page or on the Sugar and Crumbs side?
It will be on my closed Facebook group for Royal Icing, and it will be on a Teachable site, which is where my cake painting courses are hosted. So it will not be on the Sugar and Crumbs page. But we're going to be using Whipping It Up. So that's where it will be. Right, so this cocoa form has now been through the microwave. So it's got soft. When you get it, it can be really, really tough chocolate paste. But that's just because the chocolate's set. So you just need to pop it in the microwave and then it comes back to life. Okay, so I'm just going to shift that forward a little bit. So let's make a door. Now we're going to cut this one out freehand, but what I am going to do, just to make sure I've got some sort of idea about how big I need this door to be, again, I'm not going to roll it out too thin. No, I'm not going to cut on the board, you see. I dare not. Right, so I want my door, where's my little people? Is they the same height as that? Yeah. Just so they actually look like they can get through the door. I haven't just made it up. Let's measure the house. Actually, they're the same height as a cigarello. Can you pass me? Oh, I've got one plate. Because we've got it up to there, haven't we? So that's the size we need our door to be, is a cigarello size. So what we're going to do is we're just going to cut the base there and just cut across like that. Let's turn it around. So I don't want the world's biggest door, but a door. That looks about okay. Let's cut it down there so it's, hopefully it's not, you know, it's like when you're trying to cut over something. Yeah, so you can use a bit of sugar paste if you don't have any chocolate paste. You can use, or you can do whatever colour door you like. You might like a red door or something else. It's entirely up to you. Now I'm going to take this tool here. This is actually, it's a quilting tool. It's got cogs on the other side of it, but it's also got this on this side. I'm just going to use that to make a sort of wood grain pattern. So I'm just going to roll this down like so, just randomly. Like that, 'cause it's nice and soft, so it should go on really quickly. Like that. So you can do whatever you like with the door, it's entirely up to you. And we'll go inside of there as well. You can just drag this along and it marks really easily. we go. Put another line in there as well. Another one at the bottom. There we go. So we've got a bit of a door thing going on there. So I'll hold that up so you can see that a little bit better. There you go. Okay. And let's put a little door knocker on there as well. I think we better have one, haven't we, Kelly? What do you think?
What's that?
A door knocker. Had we better have one?
Yeah.
Okay. What should we have? Just something. Does it matter? Half a circle? An oval one? Something like that?
Yeah.
Anything. Doesn't matter really, does it, to be honest? Or do we want to put it there? I'll tell you what, we'll put it there like a handle. I did say I was winging this tonight, didn't I? We'll stick that on in a minute. Let's get the door on first. Oh, you've got an idea. Oh, okay, she's got it. We're going to have a little gingerbread man door handle. How about that? This could not look any more cute if we tried, could we? This is, again, the gingerbread man transfer sheet, and we just piped the little gingerbread man. So that's going to be our door handle. Actually, Kelly, that's perfect. You're hired. That's fine. Okay, let's turn this round. So we're going to put some icing, some royal icing now into a bag so that we can start sticking some of these bits together. So let's come back onto this camera here. There we go. Right. So I made whipping it up this afternoon with water. So I put my icing sugar into my food mixer and I added 75 grams or millilitres of water. I can't think it was grams actually. However, I did have a moment where I picked up the wrong bowl. Don't look at me, Kelly. So I'm not 100%.
This is why I normally make the icing.
So I'm not 100% sure it's 75 grams, but I'm pretty certain it is. So don't quote me on it. If you do it and it goes wrong, please don't tell me off. I need to test it again. That's when I texted Carol and said I need some more whipping it up, but I didn't actually mention what I'd done. And what I'd actually done was poured the water in and got the wrong one. So I think it's 75 grams per one of those bags. And it makes absolutely beautiful royal icing. I couldn't believe it, actually. I was stunned. And of course, it's flavoured as well. So this is the black cherry one. It smells lovely. So that's what we're going to be using. Is there any palette knives over there? Because absolutely every palette knife over here is covered in buttercream. So, yep, that's fine. Yep. Thank you. Right, so we're going to put some into a piping bag. So this is our bag here. We're just going to cut the top off there. We're going to put an adapter in. So we're going to take hold of this PME adapter. I'm going to pop that inside. There we go, like so. We're going to pop on, actually, to be honest, it doesn't really matter. What should we use? Let's use nozzle number 3, PME number 3. This is just to stick the things down, so it really doesn't matter. Okay, now we're going to get some of this whipping it up icing. There we go. Which I made this afternoon. We're going to just pop some of that into the bag, like so. It smells lovely. Now I've got to remind myself which is the back and front of this cake, Kelly. Don't let me forget.
I don't know.
I know, but it's like I've pushed the back to the back. There's a gap at the front.
Okay, this is the front.
Yeah, don't let me forget, because I know what will happen. I'll put the door on the wrong side. Now with royal icing, don't leave it uncovered. Okay, except I can't remember what I've just done with the cling film, because it will dry out. So if you are using royal icing at any time, do cover it. You can just cover it with actually a damp cloth. That's damp's like tea towel if you just kind of leave it over like that. But I'm just going to put my cling film back on for now and put it over there because I'm going to use it again, I'm sure. Right, okay, let's get the door on. So all I'm going to do, now because this is cocoa form or chocolate paste, it's set quite hard already. So I'm just going to put that on the back and then we're going to pop the door on there. There we go. Now we have a door. And then, we're going to put our little door knocker on, aren't we, Kelly?
Handle.
Door handle, there we go. So we're going to pop that on there, like so. It's very themed. I'm just going to hold it in place for a second.
That's my contribution.
That's your
tonight.
contribution.
Actually, I painted the candy cane.
You did, because I was in a panic. And then we're going to start putting the windows on. So let's do that. Now, what we need to do with the windows is we need to leave a bit of a gap, because we got on either side, because we're going to put shutters on these. We're going really all hammer and tongs with this. So I'm going to put one window on there. Make sure it's stuck down. So I'm not pressing it too hard, because what I want to try and not to do is pick up the ridges of the cigarellos underneath. I want to try and avoid that. So let's do this one as well. Now I'm going to just muck about with this for a minute, make sure they're actually level, because that will wind me up big time if they're not. So let's just make sure. A really good gadget for checking things are level is one of these. You can always kind of turn it around and see what's going on, because you can always push it up or down if you need to. Okay, happy with that so far. So we have blue windows. Now what we're going to do, we're going to pipe down it, but I'm going to come back and do that when I've got them all on. So let's just turn it again. Let's go this side. It's a whole box of cigarellos, but as I say, this is actually quite a big cake. You don't need to make it as big as this. It's just to say I went a bit mad this afternoon, and before I knew it, this cake was massive, and I thought, oh dear, but that's fine. It doesn't matter, because it's going somewhere nice, so that's okay. So blue windows going on either side. So put blue window on there as well. I'm just going to put one window on the back. Let's turn it again. I'm only going to put one. I say there is a reason for that, because I haven't cut out any more shutters, and nobody's going to see it anyway, so that's okay. I'm just going to have one window on the back. Okay, round we go again. How many have I done? Oh yeah, I've got a spare one, haven't I? Okay. So pipe some more. This, where we go, put it there. And then one more. I don't need my backup one, so that's okay. That goes there. All right, so we've got the windows on so far. Let's have a little look where we are. Okay, so have a look down the side of the house just to make sure they're roughly the same, which they look like they are, so that's okay. Now we're just going to change nozzle back to, we're going to go to number 2. So all we do there is just unscrew the adapter, take the nozzle off, and put number 2 nozzle on and screw that back on again. So adapters are brilliant for being able to change your nozzles, which is what you need to do with this. Okay, so we're going to just pipe a pattern now on the windows. So we're going to start in one corner here, and we're going to literally do a cross pattern going across like so. Now it will fight me a little bit because it's at a funny angle, so I'm just going to change it round towards me a bit. I'm going to take that one off because it's not connected. You'll see what I mean. There you go. Because it's with the royal icing, when you do it, it will always pull on gravity. So the minute you start piping in a different direction, you need that nozzle to stay on the icing. Okay, that's not the way we would normally pipe with royal icing, but you need it to stay on there in order to be able to get it to go in the diagonal way that you need it to go. So we'll go across and keep the pressure up as well, so we get our lines going in like that. Okay, once we get going, this will be fairly quick. There we go. Okay, that's window 1. Right, so again, so keep the nozzle close to the sugar paste rather than what I would normally do. And then we'll go back this way. There we go. I'm holding my breath slightly, only a little bit. I'm not going to worry about the sides. You'll see why in a minute. It's not going to matter, so I'm not going to sort of tidy it up too much, but there we go. That's what we've got at the moment. Right, let's turn this around. And we'll go to this one. So this is whipping it up royal icing, which is lovely. So if you've already bought Whipping It Up, it makes really easy royal icing. And I think, as I said to you, I think it's approximately, for one bag, approximately 75 grams of water. However, I was distracted at the time. So I think it's 75 grams, but I'm going to have to do it again to check. I was expecting it to be 75 grams, and then I realised I'd picked up the wrong bowl, and I thought, oh no, that's that experiment gone wrong. So something like that. Now, royal icing normally keeps at room temperature. Do not store any royal icing in the fridge. It crystallises, okay? It is a room temperature storing product in a sealed container. Do not leave it exposed to the air because it will dry out. We'll cover all of this on royal icing course. You're going to know it inside out by the end. You'll pick up a piping bag and you won't even think twice about it. There we go. So that's another set of windows done. Oh, squeaky, squeaky. So I've been, as Kelly's just written there, I've been uploading all of my videos that I've been doing on Tuesday evenings and some of Thursdays onto my YouTube channel now. So if you do want to go back, if you've missed something, or then you can pop over there and have a look, and you'll find everything on there. Just been adding to it. There we go. Or go back through this page and you'll find them on there as well.
Can royal icing be frozen?
Oh no, I wouldn't do that. You don't need to freeze it. You can just adjust your quantities that you make. You don't need to freeze it. I've never frozen it. I can't imagine what it would do to it, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm really not sure. So the answer to that is I don't know, but I wouldn't. I don't know anybody who's frozen it. I would just think it would just get water in it. It'd be awful.
Do you have to add glycerin to the royal icing using Whipping It Up?
Whipping It Up, according to Carol, she may jump in here and correct me because I think she's watching, has just got egg white and icing sugar in it. So glycerin, all glycerin does is make royal icing softer to cut. So if you want to cut your, so it's mainly for when you do like a Christmas cake. So if you do a Christmas scene, you know, like a snow scene, and you want to make sure it doesn't set too hard, that's why people add glycerin. And again, it's usually only like a teaspoon or something, and that's all it is.
Is your icing course a work-along course, or is it better to watch first?
It's going to be entirely up to you because a lot of it is going to be pre-recorded, and there will be 2 Facebook Lives that you can do with me or watch with me. It is your course, so you can do it however you want to do it. And that's why I've done it that way, because some people learn in different ways. There we go. Right, we now have, there you go. I think Carol's just corrected me on that. Yeah, I got that right. Okay, so there we go. So that's where we've got to so far. Right, let's start adding a few little bits that I've made. So let's get the windows on, the rest of the windows. And just bring this in. So I've made some shutters. Okay, let me show you what these look like up close on the camera. So I've made some little gingerbread man.
They match the door
They
handle.
match the door handle, Kelly. I know. So little gingerbread, where am I on camera? There I am. Little gingerbread man cutters. So all I'm going to do for these is I'm just going to pipe down one side.
Can you use Whipping It Up as royal icing for construction, I guess, for a gingerbread house?
I would have thought so, yeah.
Do you think it's like stiff enough?
Well, it seems to be fine from what we're doing at the moment. That will be just adjusted with water. So we're putting some shutters onto the, there you go, putting some shutters onto the house as we speak. So there we go, look. Like so. I'm just going to cut that down a bit because it's going to annoy me otherwise. Hold on. Just going to trim that little bit on the end. It's going to drive me crazy otherwise. I'll be able to see it for the rest of the day. Okay, that's better. Okay, and I've just left them sort of sticking forward a little bit like that. There we go. Let's check. Yeah, I've made these marginally longer. So I'm just going to cut them down a little tiny bit. Right, okay. So we're going to pop that on like so, and another one that way round. Let's have a look. How are we doing? Oh, I love a good shutter. Look at that, Kenny. I'm going to actually just move that one. I'm going to just take the edge off that one so it doesn't go over the door handle. Just trim it down a tiny bit because these are so thin, they're actually quite easy to trim. It's got a little bit on there as well. That's better. And it's not on your door handle, Kelly. Okay, there we go. So that's what we're getting at the moment. So all you need to be doing is just, all I did was measure these. So I had a strip of transfer. I'm going to just bring this in so you can see it. So I had a strip of transfer like this, and all I did was spread my chocolate across it, and then I cut the shutters, which were about half the size of the window, and then just cut them along, and that's what I'm doing. So I'm now putting those on, so you can see those going on now. So let's move round. And they had to be gingerbread themed, obviously, because that's what we're doing. So we'll put those on next. Let's check. They are a tiny bit long though, purely because I was unsure what size the cutter was. I questioned myself mid-afternoon after the power cut today. Everything's gone out the window a little bit. Where are we with that? There we go. So again, just pop some not chocolate, royal icing down the side here. Like that. Okay, see, it's getting a bit more 3D now. You can see where I'm going with this. Let's cut those down a bit. And again. Yeah. And then down the other side. So the reason I did 7 windows is because I only did 7 sets of shutters, you see, that's why. I knew there was a reason, you see. So you can have those sticking out a little bit, you don't have to have them flat, and the royal icing will eventually dry them in that position. Let's go around and do the back. Right. So I'll just trim those little bits on the end. So all I'm doing is just putting the icing down one side. I'm not putting it anywhere else. And I say royal icing will set and it will not move. So you will be fine. This is the back anyway, so it doesn't matter particularly. Okay. Around we go. Oh, I've got to cut it. Let me cut it first. Go, it's better. Okay, I'm just holding that one in because I broke that one. I felt it go, but that's okay. There we go. I've got 4 left, so I can't break any. Can't break any, Kelly, at this point. Just point that out. And last 2, and then we'll move on to the next thing. And we've got it all going on this house. Right. Okay, so I'll put that one in there. And oops, no, I need to cut that one back a bit. It's too long. Okay, oh no, that's not sticking. Let's put a bit more on. Needs a bit of extra. Needs more help. There we go. You gonna stay? There's a cigarello in its way. There we go. All right, so we have the windows on now. There we go. It's a little tour of the house. So far, so good. Now we've got some, oh, we've lost a window frame here. Let's put that one back on. There you go. It fell off without my permission. Okay, lovely. Right, so we'll just let that set. So while that's setting, right, where's my picture? Okay, so we can also do some little bits of piping as well with our royal icing. So we can do, I'm just going to turn the bag there a little bit. Just going to move it back there. So we can always pipe some little hearts. I'm not too sure if you're going to be able to see this. I'll turn it as best I can. So you can pipe little hearts here and just do a little pattern like you would get on a gingerbread house. So just because it's chocolate one doesn't mean to say you can't sort of embellish it in the same way that you would do with a normal gingerbread house. And so we'll do the same here. So we'll pipe a little heart here and then another one here. In fact, the cigarellos are quite handy because they're keeping us all in line where we should be. And we'll put a little dot there, another little dot there. We'll put another one there as well maybe, and there. Okay, there we go. We've got a little bit going on there as well. Let's just go around and repeat. So little heart and then a scroll there, and we'll do another one there, a dot. So we'll just repeat the pattern. So I'm speeding up now. Right. I'm going back that way. And one there, one there, one there, and one there. Okay. Okay. Right, last one, last two. Okay. Right, okay, so we've done a little bit of piping. We can come back and add more later on if we want to, but we'll leave it like that for the moment. Right, what have we got next? Let's have a little look. Right, let's put some of the other things on that we've made. We're going to put on these. So we've got some candy canes that you'll be familiar with that we've used before. We used these for the little cups that we made a couple of weeks ago. So we're going to pop one of those on as well. So we're just going to add some royal icing here, and we're just going to pop that at that angle there. Unfortunately, these candy canes, they only go one way. So I'm only just going to use one. So I'm going to leave that one on there for the moment because I've got a snowman to go on the other side. Yeah. So I'm then going to add, now I made this wreath using a little bit of the Christmas branches transfer, and all I did was pipe just a line of chocolate there, and when I pulled it off like that, then I had an instant wreath. So I'm going to put that onto my cake as well. So let's put that on the front. I'm going to put that up there like so. Now we've got all these gaps and things which we're going to fill in a second. We're just getting some of the bits stuck on for the moment. We are going to do all the board with royal icing as well. So we've got that to come yet. There we go. So we can pop that on there. So that's how to make a wreath. So literally this one is called Christmas branches, and I just piped a little line of chocolate. Right, I'm just going to have to wash my hands because I'm absolutely coated in everything. Right. What we're going to do now is we're going to fix the roof. So where the roof is, it's got gaps everywhere, excuse me leaning across camera, we're going to pipe down this side and across the top. So I'm going to bring it in a little bit so you can see it a bit better. There you go. So it gives a chance for everything else to start setting on the cake. Now we've got all the windows. By the time I've swung it around a few times, we'll be able to see what's happening. So we're still using whipping it up, but we're going to change nozzle now. We're going to change over to this one, which is number 16. We're just going to again unscrew the adapter, take the nozzle off and put the new nozzle back on and screw that back on like that. Okay, now I need to just add a bit more to my bag because I seem to be going through it quite quickly. So let's just take some more out. So undo it and pop some more in. Just wind the bag up to the end, just squeeze it until the air goes out, that's it. And then that's not going to frighten you halfway around when you're doing something complicated and suddenly realise it's going to make that horrible noise. So let's start at the back, always the best place to practice I reckon, and we're going to create a pattern that comes down the side of this cake. I'm just move it back a tiny bit so you can see it. So what I'm going to do is take this nozzle and literally do this. I'm going to do like a sort of I was trying to think how I was best to describe it, where it goes like that, like lots of squiggle. I'm going to do a squiggle, everybody. That's Kelly's technical term here. So we'll start at the top here, and all we're going to do is we're going to literally join this gap. So we're going to go backwards and forwards like so. Now we've stuck with white, because white being snow colour. Okay, and we're going to go all the way down until we get to there. Okay, so that now covers that join there. So you can see there's quite a big gap there versus this on here. And we're going to do the same on the other side. So again, you can adjust the size of it if you need to cover a bigger area, that's fine, till you get to there. Okay, we've done that. Now we're turning it around, so we're going to do the other side. Zigzags. Thank you very much. You know when you just can't think of the word at the exact moment you need it?
And I'm completely useless at filling the words in.
Okay, so we're going to come down here like so. So we've had our practice on the back, so we can go to the front now. Okay, and turning it, and we're going to do the same down the other side. Come down here. So take your time, you don't need to race through this, just take your time. Make sure you've got it, you've covered all your gaps. See, it's all covered now, we haven't got any horrible joining gaps. We've got the top to do, we now don't have that problem. Now I've actually got some bits to stick to the front of this house, of course I have. So I'm going to use my bow mould that we've had over the last few weeks. Again, it's on the website if anybody wants this one, and we're just going to pop these on here. Now we have to do this while the icing, where should we put one there as well, while the icing's still wet. Anything you want to stick on needs to be done straight away, like so. There we go. And then what I'll do is I've got some I can put around the back as well. So we'll put one at the top there and one there. So I'm off camera, aren't I, at the moment, and one there. Okay, so let's turn that back round. All right, so that's the front at the moment. So that's the little bow mould, and all I've done, can you see that there, is I've just done red chocolate, which I did it a few weeks ago. Now you've got a choice, you can either do it with candy melts, which is red, or you can do it with white chocolate and add some red dusting colour, or you can paint them. It really doesn't matter.
You can use colour mill.
Or colour mill, there you go, that's the other one, you can use colour mill. So that's what I've done so far to that, so that makes sense. Right, let's move that back out of the way. Now we need to do something to the top ridge up here because we've got quite a big gap up here. So we're going to need a bit more icing to get across the top. I wish I had some grandchildren.
I said she can wait. Nikki can make it for me.
Kelly says she'll have it. And Kelly, you've got cake coming out of your ears. You don't need any more cake. Okay, let's give this a bit of a mix. All right, and pop this in here. I hope you're enjoying my festive house that I had never made before until tonight. Right, make sure the air's out before we get going. There we go. So we're going to do the same across the top. So I might just switch to the other camera for a second, although I think actually you might even a job to see it. Yeah, we're going to just switch to the other camera for a moment. Even though you might struggle to see some of it, you'll see me coming across the top. So what we're going to do here is we'll just come across like so. Even if it falls into the gaps, just let it go. You know, the only flaw in this plan is I can't see for the camera. You can all see, but I can't see what I'm doing. So we're going to come across like this. So that now covers all our gaps, you see, and it holds it all in place like that. There we go. Let's come back to this side again. And then what we're going to do is we're going to use our star mould, which we have had over a number of weeks.
Oh, they're not even dark chocolate.
They're not dark chocolate.
Why am I even here?
No, I'm sorry, Kelly. And we're going to just put some stars going across the top of the cake like this. I just need to move the camera a bit. Let me pull it. I'm going to pull it forward a bit. There you go. So we're going to use the star mould now. These are all the moulds that I've been showing you over the last few weeks. So the bow, we've had the bow mould and we've got the star mould in use. Okay, so these are moulds that you've seen. Okay. Right, back to my list. I have to keep consulting. Right, now, where are we? We're going to, can you pass me, is there a small bowl over there? It doesn't have to be a big one. Yeah, that'll do. Oh no, bigger than that. Is there a bigger one? That's that one. That is fine. So we're going to mix up a little bit of green from the whipping it up. So we're just going to take some out of this bowl. We don't need a huge amount. I'm just going to pop some in here. I'm just going to switch cameras again. There we go, like so. And we'll pop some of this in. This is leaf green. It's a Pro Gel. So we're going to pop a little bit of that in. Just mix that up so we can pipe a bit of a garland. So I want this to be nice and dark, so we can always add a bit more if we're not getting what we want. As I say, I think mine's quite soft, but then as I say, I did manage to mess up my own icing today somehow.
I really smell the cherry.
I know. The more I mix this, the more I can smell it. So we're a bit of a fan of black cherry, aren't we, Cal? Right, just put a bit more dark in. I just want it to be a little bit darker and a little bit more icing as well. Now, lots of food colourings tend to get darker overnight. You have that happen as well. I'm relatively happy with that. That looks okay. Happy with that. Right, so what we're going to do with this, let's change cameras again. We're going to have another piping bag. I'm going to use that nozzle, I think, this time. And we're going to put another adapter in. So we're going to just cut this, pop the adapter in.
All these elements would be easy enough for even a simple home baker like me to make. Great ideas as how to put it all together. It looks fantastic already. This is another great tutorial for us. Thanks for sharing it with us, Tracey.
Oh, thank you.
Everyone's so nice tonight.
It's the Christmas spirit, Kelly. I think that's what it is, isn't it? I've lost the other nozzle. What did I do with it? 16. Do I want this one? It's a bit big. Oh, we'll make do. I wanted an 18 really, but there's probably not. Is there one over there? No, that's not an 18. It looks like a star nozzle. Have I got any star nozzles over there?
16.
No, this is a 16. Is there anything smaller than a 16? No? Doesn't matter. Not the end of the world. Right, okay. So we'll take a little bit of this green. And we'll put that in the bag. There, and then just so all I've done there is just squeeze it down to the end, so we've got this coming out. Now if you're going to ever do anything on a cake that you've not done before, do practice just on something, just to kind of see how you're doing with it, rather than just sort of storm in there and then realise it's all...
Do what you're doing right now.
Do exactly what I'm doing now, just doing it and just hoping it goes okay. So we're just going to do a bit of a garland going along here. So we're going to start here and we're just going to turn it like that. And then we're going to come out again. And then we're going to come out again. I'm just sort of twisting it. Okay, so let's come down. It's easier this way than it is the other way. So twist it round like a rope. Okay, there you go, something like that. All right, let's go round this side. I'll turn my cake. I'm having a job to turn it. There we go. So we're going to put, we could put garland down there. So again, we can just twist it. Can't got too far to go down with this, unfortunately, because the windows are in the way, but that's okay. Like that. And we're going round again. So I've had my practice now. So round we go. And then down the other way. And then down this way. Okay. Turn it round. And we'll come along the bottom here. And what this will do as well, it will cement all of the cigarellos in place as well when it dries, so it will stop that all moving. Okay, like so. So we've got a bit of a garland going on around there. Now, no garland is complete without decoration. This is like my Christmas tree all over again, Kelly. So I have made some little teddies this time. So this one is Teddy Snow. So he's a very little one. And all I've done is taken the transfer sheets, which I did the other week. Again, if anybody is thinking, what has she done? I took the transfer sheets the other week and basically made little individual characters. I made little, it started off with little snowmen. It's sort of escalated from there really. Now I'm doing it on everything. So we're just going to pop these on as well. I'm going to just throw everything at this cake, literally. So we've got little edible teddies on there now. Look at that. Let me turn that around so you can see it. Okay. Oh, let's put a teddy on the wreath, Kelly. Where's the? I'll put the piping bag down. Where's the white piping bag gone? Oh, I've buried it. No, I haven't. I can see the green one. Oh, I left the other one over there. Oh, there it is. Right. Okay. Let's put a little Or do we, well, actually, have we got a little Father Christmas? We might have a Father Christmas. Oh, look, we've got one left over. Let's put him on. So we've got a little mini Father Christmas. We'll pop him on there, look, like that, on our wreath. There we go. But don't try and order that one because we haven't got any left. If you can't see it, I will put a picture on Instagram afterwards, so don't fret if you're thinking I can't quite see what she's doing. I will put pictures up at the end so you will be able to see it. Right, let's put more teddies down here. Let's put some there. I'm going to get carried away now. I hope we've got enough to do this. I think we have. Okay. There you go. And another one there. Let's turn it around. Right, let's put some more up here. Put another one in there. One there. Ooh, got two together there. And we mustn't forget the icicles, Kelly. Don't let me forget. Right, okay. And then we've got another one down here. Whoops, nearly knocked my icing off. Right, we'll put one there. And another one there. You'd be quite pleased, wouldn't you, if this rocked up at your hospital, I think? No. One there. There. Okay. Right, now what we need to do is we need to just pipe some icicles, we decided. Is that right, Kelly?
Yeah.
I'm going to pipe some icicles down here. So I'm just going to change nozzles again. So I'll just unscrew the adapter and put this one on. Now, what have I got here? Nozzle 3, that's fine. Okay, I'll just make sure it's not got blocked in the time I haven't been using it. No, it's fine, it's running, so that's okay. So if you want to pipe icicles, all you would do is literally just go between the chocolate and just pipe a line, pull it down. Again, it will help to stop the chocolate moving around in transit. And you can make them different lengths if you want to. I love making gingerbread houses, don't I, Kelly?
We spoke about this today.
We did speak about this today.
I have some childhood trauma regarding gingerbread houses. As in, Mum would go, "Oh, Kelly, let's make gingerbread houses together," and she'd only let me make the dough.
I know.
I'm not allowed to pipe anything. I'm not allowed to put any sweets on it. I just have to stand there and watch her do it.
Well, I'm a bit of a control freak when it comes to the gingerbread house. I'm so sorry I've traumatised you, Kelly, but I just...
And then she had the nerve to go, "Well, why don't we make one together?" No!
There we go. That's one side. So that's got my icicles on that side. Let's turn it around. Or my snow. Let's go around this way. All right. We'll put some up here as well. I'm probably piping at an angle you can't see, so let me twist it around a little bit so you can see. So you can see the possibilities with this if you decide to do it yourself. Oh my goodness me, huge number of possibilities. Colours, design, shapes, sizes, massive, absolutely massive amount of possibilities. So you can go to town with this and do anything you like, but my top tip is to make all your decorations in advance, because if I tried to make these tonight as well, I would still be here at midnight. So you do definitely need to make them in advance. Okay, so just pulling these down like so. There we go. So we've done that bit on the roof as well. So that's where we are now. Let me check my house design so I can remember whether I've done everything. on the house so far. Yep, I think I have. Right, so now what we need to do is some of the scenery that's around it. So let's push it back. So we can't send it out like that. We need to have snow and snowmen and all these other things on here as well. So we're going to put some more icing down here. Now I did have a feeling I might run out, which is exactly what's happened. So, and I've got a bit of green in there, Kelly, as well. I need to get that out. Can you get me a clean palette knife, please? That one's got green on it. There you go. Take that one. Just wash it under the sink, and then I'll put some on there. So we're going to put now we're going to put on the gingerbread men that I made a while back and painted with the Karen Davis mould. You don't have to put gingerbread men on if you don't want to. You can just leave it as it is. I'm just rescuing the green icing I've got out of my bowl of whipping it up. Otherwise we're going to have green snow, and we don't want that. So I'm going to put this down, but I'm also going to end up using some of my royal icing as well, I think. So I don't think there'll be enough. So let's start by doing the board. So we'll start by going up towards the cigarellos to make sure they're not going to move, which is what we don't want. And then we can start adding the standing up decorations around. So make sure the candy cane's not going anywhere. Just put loads of snow around it. Always better to cover your boards if you can. It just looks better. Okay, I'm going to move that back a little bit. I can really smell the black cherry, can't you? You could smell it as well.
It's really nice.
It is really nice. I do like black cherry. Okay, there we go. Right, we're going to run out, so I'm going to have to use mine. Hold on. Kelly, can you just take that out of my way, please, and then I don't end up... Sorry, everybody, you can see my arm. That's not very helpful. Right, let me just bring in this.
When I was young, I asked my mum what job she did, and she told me that she made holes in Aero chocolate. It took me ages to think how she did it.
Right, let's continue now with some more icing. So this is still royal icing, it's just been made with Merry White, because that's what I used as well. So I had 2 lots going today. So let's get the snow going. I can cover my board a bit better now. I was panicking then that I would not have enough snow, but I've got 2 lots of royal icing, so we can put a bit more on. Make sure we've got plenty going on. Don't make it flat either. I want it to be a bit of a snow scene. I'm going to stick some more decorations on in a second. So we're just going to turn it around, get to this point so we can add on a few more decks. Okay, right, what should we put on now? We've got a snowman somewhere.
Snowman. What about the Santa?
Can you pass me the yeah, well, I think the Santa's going to look like, he's very small in comparison. So we've got big snowman, which we had a few weeks ago.
Talk about what Santa we have outside our house.
We won't talk about my inflatable Santa that's outside my house, and the little snowman, I've got him.
Oh.
No. So we have big snowman here and little snowman. So we'll have 2 snowmen. Actually, we need a bit more royal icing there to hold them in place. So I'll put a bit more on here. So I'll put those on there. Okay, so we've got 2 down there at the front there. So this is the 3D Snowman mould, which we don't have anymore. It's sold out, I'm afraid, but we do have the little lollipop one that stood next to it. So we put them together. So it's like a family snowman affair. Right, round we go. Let's keep putting our snow on and cover that board. You getting excited, Kelly? You're
Yeah, I'm standing up. I can't wait the 10-second delay.
Kelly is now standing. She's normally sitting over on a stool on the other side of the room, but she suddenly appeared next to me and I thought, what's she doing? And now it's like, oh no, look at that moment of truth. She wants to come and have a look. See how we're doing.
I love the inflatable Santa outside your house. Yeah.
Oh dear, if anyone wants to go again on my Instagram and have a look at my inflatable Santa, I was having a bad day during lockdown and I was so fed up, I ordered an 8-foot inflatable Santa that's now on my front doorstep, and I tell you what, it's the best thing ever, and even the neighbours love it. They think it's the best. Oh, it's so funny. And yeah. It was just one of those moments, but it is so funny, this thing. Right, let's put plenty of snow on this. I think it seems a while ago, whoops, since we did our log cabin now, doesn't it? Putting all that on. Okay.
So assistants are very important.
Your assistants.
We know where everything is.
They are extremely important. Aren't you, Kelly?
Yeah.
You've been very helpful, haven't you, over these lives? Right, we're nearly there. So this hopefully will go up to the edge of the cigarellos and hold it all in place. The cake will sit overnight anyway before it goes off to the hospital. So if you are doing this for someone, do give it time to set, because there is an awful lot on here to fall off. We don't really want that, so that's where we are. Right, I've got little Santa, so he can sit here. He belongs to the
candy cane.
He can sit next to the candy cane, but he's going to look quite small in a minute. He belongs to the Santa Scene kit, which is another mould, so that one's also available. Don't think we need that at the moment. Don't go running off with it, because I might still need it. Can I get that tree on, or is that tree you're not going to fit? I'll do a little tree actually. If you pass me
Just the top.
well, just and the bottom bit as well, and I'll just see if I can get a tree on. Yeah, that's just about. I need the bottom. Right, we'll try and get a tree on as well. There we go. Right, I'm just going to put a bit of royal icing on there. So we've got a pink tree. We'll try and put that in there as well. There we go. Look, we're throwing everything at this, literally. Actually, we'll turn it round because it needs to be round that way. A bit further. Okay, it's a little bit tight, but it's just about okay. So there's a little tree on there as well. All right. And we need our gingerbread man. Oh, we've got some presents as well. They can go on at the end. Right, these are the Karen Davis moulds. So now, where should we put you? I'll put you there. Actually, we'll put you there. We've got that royal icing back, so I'm going to need a bit more to make them stand. So we can put them. That's better. We need quite a bit to get them in. And so we'll put one there.
Cover the doorknob.
I've covered the doorknob. I'll move it back a little bit. There you are. She's not covering the doorknob, just for you, Kelly. And another watch of it for. We'll put him on as well, and his sparkly trousers. There we go. All right, so that's their lovely little house. Look. So we can put that there like that. Your doorknob's there, Kelly. You can just about see it. All right. You might need to just put a little bit of icing behind their heads to stop them moving around. I'm going to just put it so they go back against the house a bit. There we go. That's a bit better. Make sure we've got them all in. We don't want so much though, you can see it when you turn the house around. Where are we? Okay. How much we got? As long as we've got enough to hold them in place. I'm going to push them back a bit. Okay, I've got some on your dress, madam. Right, let's just get that down a little bit. Let's just get the snow. I was going to say sand then, what am I on? Get the snow coming up a bit. Oh, present time. Present for you, madam. Present for you. We'll give him a little present.
Do you want another one, or is it just one each?
Oh, I think one each, don't you? Oh, actually, Father Christmas could do with a present on his side as well. Have we got another one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we'll give him a present to hold as well on that side. Okay, and then we'll just fluff this up a little bit, just so we haven't got flat snow. I can't be doing with flat snow. We'll just go round and just make sure it's all up, and then we're going to put some ribbon on it, and then we will be finished. So let's turn this around. We'll give you a little tour of it when it's done, so you can have a little look. Luckily it's turned out.
It's an MTV Cribs.
Is it what?
MTV Cribs.
What's that?
They're like, hey, welcome to my crib. It's all the famous people showing you their houses.
Oh, it's that, is it? I wonder what you were talking about then.
MTV Cribs.
Oh, okay, right. Okay, let us get some glue on this board so we can. Let's so it's not in my way. Just going to put a little bit of glue around the edge of this board. Now I've gone for black because it will stand out nicely. If I had some glitter, which I do have somewhere, I'll put some glitter on it as well before it goes to the hospital.
Oh, your snowman's falling.
Oh, my little snowman's diving. This is why it needs to sit still, because then you've got the royal icing will then set, and then you won't have this problem with anything falling off. So if you do one of these, just make sure that you leave it to set least, well, overnight. It's going to be overnight for me. But if I come back in the morning and anything's sort of fallen off, I can just attach it again, so I'm not too worried. Right, let's put some ribbon on. I am covered in this, so let me just wipe my hand a second.
Everyone's saying it's gorgeous and stunning.
Oh, well, hopefully it might inspire some of you to have a go. Never know, there's still plenty of time. My top tip though is make everything in advance. If you can do all your little the roof tiles and all the Santa figures and everything in advance, you will enjoy it. If you're trying to do them as you go along, you will not enjoy it. You will find it, you know, quite tiring to do. So do everything in advance. You're tipping, Mr. Snowman. Let's tip you back up again. Okay. Right, where are we? Nearly there. Okay, scissors. Let's cut this.
Thank you for the best 6 to 9 weeks watching you. You've given me confidence using chocolate and decorating. Hope you and the fam have the best Christmas ever. And the best best 2021. See you in the new year.
I'll be back.
When you think it can't get any better than that, then you add something else. Wow.
Oh.
Wow, everyone's so nice tonight. With all of this, we're going to have the best Christmas ever.
Yeah, we are, aren't we? There we go. Right, okay, we are finished.
Is this your last live, or are you doing another one next Tuesday?
No, this is my last live because I've got to take my dad to the hospital next week for a little operation, so I won't be here next week. But I'll be here on Thursday. Let me just clear my table so we don't have to look at all my rubbish as we go round. Right, let's go through this so we can see what's going on. Well, I'm hoping I'm ending my Tuesday nights this year on a high.
With a bang.
With a bang. Right, okay, so I'm going to spin this round, then I will pick it up at the end. I'm not going to spin it, I'm going to turn it round. So here we go. So what we've done, we started off with the cigarellos at the bottom, and then we went up and did them on the side like that. Then we also went on and did the transfer sheet roof. Thank you, Kelly. We did the transfer sheet roof. Then we did the windows, which we piped in a crisscross, and then we put some shutters in as well, which we also did for transfer sheets. There's a little teddy there, he's having a little moment. Piped a garland going all the way around with the teddies on there as well. We piped a little bit of extra decoration onto the cigarellos as well. We came down the side, across the top with some stars, and then here we are, we're back at the front again with, goodness knows, absolutely everything going on here. All of this stuff. Oh, you've fallen over. What are you doing? You've had a moment. All of these bits and pieces I have made on Sugar and Crumbs over the last, as somebody said, 6 to 9 weeks. Yeah. I think it might be longer than that because I've actually been now on here since March. But we've been doing Christmas now since beginning of November. After Halloween, we've done Halloween. And that's what we've been doing since. So there you go. So that is a completely full-on gingerbread house, although it's not gingerbread because
it's a log cabin.
It's a log cabin, I think. I did say when I was going to do this earlier today, if I put up it's a gingerbread house, they're going to think I'm doing gingerbread. But actually, I'm not doing gingerbread. I'm doing a cake. So that is the final cake. So I'll pick it up and you can have a look at it. I've shown you a little tour around it, but I will stand up with it so you can see it.
Oh, looks fabulous.
If I pick it up though, probably bits will fall off, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. We're going to pick it up now. Right, okay. Are we ready for this? Ooh. You see how big it is now, but it's quite heavy as well, actually. Oh my God, it is. Yeah, okay, it's heavy. Right, there we go. Da, 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 da. It is actually really heavy. There we go. You can have a little see. Like, I can hide behind it. Look, like that wasn't made by me. I will put a picture on Instagram, and I'll put a picture on the Sugar and Crumbs page as well, so you can actually see it. There we go. And see exactly what it looks like. But yeah, there we go. Little gingerbread house. Rather a large one, actually. I say it did turn out to be rather huge. Made with absolutely everything that is on my Facebook page, website, everything under the sun I've thrown at this. So everything that I've had, I'm gonna have to put it down, it's so heavy. Everything I've been doing with the last 9 weeks leading up to Christmas. So we've done all the circles and the snowmen, and we've painted things, and I have literally put the whole lot onto this cake, everything. So there are a few moulds left, but there isn't a lot of time left. So I would say to you, if you are thinking, I want to do this and you need all the stuff to do it, do please go to the website and have a look, which is traceyscakes.co.uk. Have you noticed my dress? Please take note. There you go. I'm just reading some of these comments, honestly. Kelly,
Yeah.
she's dying to come on then. Here she is. So this is the comments lady, aren't you?
Here I am.
Here she is. She's been doing all the comments the whole time. Thank you very much. As I say, we have been doing Tuesday evenings before the Bake Off, but this is obviously the run up to Christmas now. So we've been doing lots and lots of Christmas things. And if you've been very good this year, you might get some presents, Kelly. You never know.
Oh, yeah.
You have to speak nicely to Father Christmas and he might buy you something. I will be back on Thursday morning at 11:30. I will be there. I will not be back Tuesday next week. As I say, I'm out sorting out my family, but I will be back after Christmas on Tuesday evenings and every other Thursday. And then I will be teaching Royal Icing online and cake painting as well. I will be continuing to do the cake painting throughout the rest of you leaning on me.
Sorry.
I might fall over.
I'm reading the comments. Everyone's saying such lovely things.
Look at all the little hearts coming up on
I
there.
know.
That's cool, isn't it? So yeah, I will be doing Royal Icing online starting on the 3rd of February. If anybody'd like to join that, I'll put my website up just for a second. You're very welcome to go across and have a look at that. And again, if you want to pay by instalments, you're welcome to do that. And I'm also going to be launching loads and loads more cake painting courses for 2021 as well. But I'm not totally disappearing yet. I will be on at 11:30 on Thursday this week as well. So not maybe quite as advanced as this. This is a little bit too far forward for Thursdays, but I will be there on Thursday as well. So thank you very much to everybody that has tuned in. Yay!
Yeah.
You want?
Yeah, I just had a good time.
Kelly's having a good time on Tuesday evenings, and I say we will be back in 2021. As soon as everything kicks off, we will be back on Tuesday evenings at 6:30 with some more projects, and I am going to do lots and lots of themed cake weeks. So we're going to have a music week, and we're going to have a what else did I say? Cat week, all sorts of things. So we're going to do lots of themed weeks, and that's how we're going to move forward with this. So we're going to be giving you lots of different ideas for all sorts of themes, and we're going for themes of things that are lots of people get asked to do cakes on, because I know, having done cakes for many years, that you do get asked lots of the same sort of things. So we're going to kind of turn them around a little bit and make something a little bit more different for you to watch. But anyway, so thank you very much. I am thrilled that this is done and it looks good. I will take a picture shortly and I will post it on Instagram and on the Sugar and Crumbs page so you can have a look at it. So thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll see you soon.
Christmas.
Have a good Christmas. Getting carried away now. What's she like? But have a lovely Christmas. Take care, and I'll see you all at 11:30 on Thursday. Bye.